Hello, dear fans, friends, and subscribers. Welcome to the daily cricket show, Cricket Happenings. Yes, I do have a sore throat, but again, it's a daily cricket show, and I make it a point to come. Well, there's nothing much to cover today. It's just going to be plain cricket news. So let's have a look at the cricket news that's on here. So let me start off with Zimbabwe here. And the reason, or I would start off with an Afghanistan T20 league, which was played for the first time. And today, in this Afghanistan T20 league, we had a lot of players imports. So that is a big encouragement for Afghanistan cricket, no doubt about it. Because today it was the T20 league final, which happened between Bande Amir Dragons and the Ainak Knights, and it was Bande Amir Dragons who won the inaugural T20 league in Afghanistan. But the good thing about this particular this tournament was that there was a lot of imports, and that is really something which has to be really appreciated. Like they had players from Zimbabwe, players from the West Indies, players from Zimbabwe, West Indies, and other nations too. So definitely that is a step in the right direction. And this Bande Amir Dragons were the ones who won the match. Ahmadi made 55. Zahir from Ainak Knights took 3 for 31. And Ainak Knights, Sikandar Raza from Zimbabwe made 40. Rashid had 1 wicket for 22. And it was a very close affair. In the end, it was Dragons who clinched the title in a really thrilling final over. And they won the match by 4 runs. So congratulations to the Bande Amir Dragons team. Who actually won it. So basically, but managing the 7 and the 2017 edition, we called it the Spagisa Cricket League, and they won it. So it was really wonderful to see. And Tendai Chatara bowled very well, I would say. Tendai Chatara, as you know, from Zimbabwe. So that is something which was good to see. Now, Zimbabwe. Let's talk about Zimbabwe. As far as Zimbabwe cricket news is concerned, as you know, Zimbabwe have Makhaya Ntini, the former South African pace bowler, was the coach of the Zimbabwe cricket team. And Zimbabwe, it seems that they won't be renewing the contract with Ntini, and so that is one news. And now let's get on to South Africa. And the reason I'm talking about South Africa is that South Africa and Bangladesh are there in South Africa, and Bangladesh are going to play the first test match shortly, probably either this week or next week. And there is one bloke by the name Aiden Markram who is going to be making his test debut for South Africa against Bangladesh. And just talking about Aiden Markram, I can tell you that there is high hopes. In fact, he has been doing very well. And one says that Aiden Markram is really a very talented player for South Africa, and he'll be making his test debut. And there's a lot of things being written about Markram in a very exaggerated, not exaggerated, I would say, in a very high manner, because they think he's a sort of one of the precocious talents that South Africa would be unveiling for the future when he makes his test debut against Bangladesh. They say that he has a very good leadership qualities, and he's a very brainy person. So they are probably also comparing him he's just 22 years of age, and they are probably even comparing him, as you would remember, Graham Smith, the former great South African captain, was pitchforked as South African captain. It came as a real surprise at a very young age. He would have probably not had much experience at all, and he was pitchforked into captaining the South African team. But we all know what he did, not only with his bat but also with his captaincy, and was most successful as well. So they are also comparing him to Graham Smith, and they feel that he's going to be someone who is not a one who actually just scores a century and keeps quiet. He goes on for big things, and he can also play the quick form of the game. And he can also adapt himself to the longer term version of the game as well. So it will be interesting to see whether Aiden Markram definitely lives up to his billing that the South African experts have been talking about him. So that is one thing. And other than that, this is news coming in from India, where Patrick Cummins, as you know, he's one of the and Patrick Cummins, I have to say that he has really become very sharp nowadays, and it is very good to see that Patrick Cummins is coming a long way, in the sense he had a lot of injury problems before, but now he's not only his pace is definitely there. I mean, he's always expressed, but what is good thing is about his control on his pace, which is really very impressive. And he did very well against the second one day international against India, where he just gave 34 runs and picked up 1 wicket in his quota of 10 overs. And in fact, the Australian selectors want to really preserve him for the big matches like the Ashes, the World Cup, and they have decided that Pat Cummins won't be playing in the T20s against India. So that is something. And other than that, the news that I have is Tom Moody, as you know, the former Australian all-rounder, we all know that he's a coach of the Sunrisers Hyderabad in the IPL, and he will be a part of the Pakistan Super League as well. He'll be taking on the Multan Sultans, as you know, and the Pakistan Super League. And the Windies, as you know, the West Indies have to play a qualification round in 2000. I mean, most probably it will be held in Zimbabwe, and Afghanistan, Zimbabwe, with the two-time World Cup winner. So basically, West Indies will have to qualify, and they will be pitted against the Afghanistan, Zimbabwe, and Ireland when they play in 2018. And other than that, I'm trying to see whether there is anything else that I really would like to cover. There's nothing much today. Yes, there is one thing which is not very good for English cricket, and one was really looking forward to this bloke by the name Toby Roland-Jones, who is a wonderful all-rounder, and he definitely showed the glimpses when he played against South Africa, and he's someone who is going to be missed. And it seems that Roland-Jones would be probably a doubtful starter for the Ashes series, if at all he is selected, and his Ashes hopes are really reduced to ashes, I would say, because he has been diagnosed with a stress fracture of the lower back. And let me tell you, Toby Roland-Jones was making a big difference to this England team, and to see Toby Roland-Jones not being there, and I think, and Toby Roland-Jones to me in the Ashes would have been a sort of a big investment, because he definitely has the pace. He has height, he can bounce the ball as well, and he has some good variations too. And it's really sad to see that Toby Roland-Jones won't be a part of the English team for the Ashes. But probably one does not know, if at all he recovers, then probably. But in all likelihood, it doesn't look. It's not a happy picture with the stress fracture of the lower back at a very fledgling. In his fledgling career, I would say, as a fledgling. I mean, he's just hit the international cricket, and he's having this stress fracture of the back, unfortunately. So, well, dear fans, as I said, this was a pure cricket news, nothing else but cricket news. I hope you all enjoyed this broadcast of mine, and yes, tomorrow I'll be once again back with my usual quota of cricket happenings, as you all know. And thanks for your company, and thanks for always watching Cricket Happenings, and a big thanks to all those dear friends and subscribers who are supporting me on this Cricket Happenings show. This is your host Ram, really bidding a very good night to everybody. Thank you.